Jenny here, and I recently traveled to Manchester to see Little Mix live on their last tour before their hiatus, and that of course also meant buying books in Manchester. Now, we tried to find independent bookstores and small businesses where we could buy books, but for some reason we just couldn't find them. I don't know if Google failed us or if we looked wrong or if they were temporary shops. So all of these are from Waterstones. 4 of these are books that I had decided that I will buy in Manchester, and 2 of them were kind of wild cards. So let's get started. Okay, so the first book is Susan Abulava's Against the Loveless World. This was released in Finland in the beginning of this year as translated to Finnish, obviously, and I wanted to read it in English. So, as the back cover says, Nar sits in Israeli prison. Many in the world outside call her a terrorist, and just as many call her a revolutionary, a hero, but the truth is more complicated. I read Susan Abulava's Mornings in Jenin last year, and it was one of my top books of last year, so I really wanted to read this book, and I wanted to read in English this time as well, so that one. Then the next one is a book that I've talked about on this channel before, Kim Ji-young, born 1982 by Jo Nam-jo. I read this book for the RM Book Club in January, I think I did. I'll put a link up to that video, and I go more in depth into it in that video. I analyzed this book for a course for my English studies, and I got the best grade from that course. So I figured I want to honor that kind of my last literature analysis, getting the best grade, and have this to remember it by. And also I really like this book, so yes, that's one as well. Another one that's related to my studies, so Sappho Sung with Love, Poems and Fragments, Penguin's Classics. I think I've mentioned it before, but for my bachelor's thesis in 2019, I analyzed Sor Juana's and Sappho's poetry. I have the physical copy of Sor Juana's love poems, which I used for the analysis, but for Sappho I used an online ebook that was available through my university, so I never had like a physical copy of her work. And this is different from the one that I used for the bachelor's thesis, but yeah, since I'm graduating, I kind of wanted to remember my bachelor's thesis by having this book as well. And of course, it's Sappho. Analyzing her poetry was a big deal for me, and I really loved her work, so that's why I also had to purchase this one. The next one is a big one. Benjamin Alire Science, Aristotle and Dante dive into the waters of the world. If you have watched my I finished my master's thesis video, you would know that I analyzed the first part of these books, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, for my master's thesis, yes. And of course I had to purchase the sequel. It's not available here in Finland yet. Of course I could have ordered it online, but alas. And this was released in October 2021. I decided not to include it in my master's thesis because that would have been way too much to analyze. So after I finished my thesis, I decided that I need to buy this, but I couldn't and read this. But at first I was quite intimidated by it, because what if everything that I had written about was completely wrong? What if I had understood some things completely differently from the author? Now, I actually finished this already. It's about above 500 pages, and I think I'm gonna make a video about what I analyzed from the first book, how they differ and how they developed and how they stayed the same in this one. And I really loved it. Just letting you know. Okay, and then we have kind of 2 wild cards that I kind of just bought because I kind of like the cover, and the back cover with the blurb sounded great. First one is Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. I've seen this book so many times on my Instagram Explore page. And I just always thought that it's a stunning book. I never really knew what it was about, other than Ariadne, obviously. But when I saw this in the store, I was like, at first I hesitated. Like, would I want to buy a book just based on the cover? Apparently, yes. And I read the back cover, and I have been to Greece a few times. I've been to Athens once. I am really interested in Greek mythology. I never really got too much into it, but I've been interested in it. So to have this kind of retelling modern version of one of the Greek mythology stories is really interesting to me, and I can't wait to read this one. Since Ariadne was part of that buy one get one for half price, I decided then to go for the beautiful ones by Silvia Moreno Garcia. And again, I thought the cover is absolutely stunning. And when I read the back cover, they are the beautiful ones, Lois Isle's most notable socialites, and this spring Nina will join their ranks, courtesy of her well-connected cousin and his calculating wife. But Nina has always struggled to control her telekinesis. Malicious neighbors call her the witch of Old Ouse. And even though the grand season has only just begun, her debut into high society has already gone disastrously awry. So I thought that was very intriguing, and I'm really excited to read this one too. Those are all the books I bought from Manchester. I kind of feel weird for making a book haul video. I love watching them, but I don't want to come off as like flexing or anything. But then again, and I feel like buying 6 books at a time feels so much. But then again, there are people who make hauls for tens and tens of books. So maybe 6 books is just fine. Let me know if you've read any of these books. I would really love to hear your opinion on them. Please don't spoil me. And that's it really. Please subscribe to this channel. I'm planning on many more videos to come, more book videos, more videos about culture. Follow me on social media. I'm jenskosmos on Twitter, Instagram and Storygraph. And I hope I see you in the next one. Bye!